And hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're inside of Slimekour. Now what exactly this map is, I'm honestly not totally sure. But it is parkour. I'm just a little confused looking at it on what exactly this map's supposed to be. I take it it's kind of a like go up, don't have any checkpoints, blah 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 sort of ordeal. Kind of like some other maps we've played. Uh, I don't know. I'm interested to see. I don't know why I struggled so much to hit that slime block. Um, I guess I'll go over this quickly because I did want to talk about this. Once again, a couple days without posting. Now, uh, I don't know. It's so easy to get into these habits of just like getting in and out of posting, and I hate it. But like, part of what happens is just whoa, I'm floating. Is I kind of lose track of kind of where I normally record in the day. Because one pretty consistent thing about when I'm posting consistently is that I'll record at a pretty similar time of the day every day. And I've kind of lost that habit because the time where I used to, record every day, I've been, getting caught up playing FPS games, which, isn't necessarily a good thing. I should be focusing on making YouTube videos as well. Um, it's pretty easy for me to kind of fall into the trap of like playing a lot of FPS games when I'm improving a lot at them. Like when I'm kind of in a rut where I'm not seeing any improvement or I'm seeing a bit of regression, then I struggle to play for long periods of time by myself. Oh my goodness, I failed that jump again. But when I'm doing well and improving at the game, then, it's a lot more fun and you can play a lot more. And obviously, I'm a part of some, you know, very low level esports stuff. So it's easier for me to get into the habit of playing a lot of them, especially, with practices and stuff like that a couple times a week and all that. And the other thing about it is what I've been doing lately is whee. Oh. Um I've been playing Valorant and Siege kind of back and forth. So like I get annoyed at one and I go play the other. And then I get annoyed at the other one and I go back and play the first one. So like a lot of factors. 1, 2. Do I go on 1 or 2? Let's start with 2. I don't know, just something about it just feels right. Actually, wait, no, I'm dumb. I should go 1. As fun as 2 sounds, this is probably the sort of thing where it's like, go this one first. What did that say? Make him big enough to be able to bounce you. What? What's that supposed to mean? Let's... Oh. Wait. So I think I have to do something along here. That'll increase the size of that, and then I come around to the ladder and go. And part of the thing about what I'm talking about is obviously, when you're winning, anything is more fun. Let's just be real. Especially when you're the reason you're winning and you're doing really well. So I don't know. The one thing that'll help is I don't know how long I'm going to actually play Valorant for. Ooh. Trippy. This map is so trippy. Like I've always been kind of a Siege guy at heart, and Valorant makes me mad a lot of the times because of how its systems works. It's been a little better recently now that I've gotten it a bit more figured out, but starting out on Valorant was tough. Oh, I can just walk up and hit that. Yeah. Obviously, you guys aren't here just for me to ramble about different FPS games. I just find it really interesting to talk about, and, you know, it's something I invest a lot of time into, so it's something I think about a lot, and that makes it a lot easier to, you know, talk about a lot. Because part of the deal for me is it's like, you know, doing esports related stuff has always been kind of just like a, you know, it started out with a friend inviting me to, you know, join his esports team because they needed another person. I guess let's go this way. So I was kind of like, all right, I'll join. I'll play a backup role, whatever. I don't mind. And then eventually I ended up being in the starting role due to stuff shifting around among the team. And I don't know, just the more I've done it, the more I've enjoyed it. And I've never thought of it as something that I could really do just because I've always been really bad at FPS games and stuff like that. But in the course of doing this stuff, I've gotten a lot better at them because that's kind of how that stuff works. And I don't know, it's really weird for me because, you know, especially after today, I've had a really good day, KD wise. So like, you know, I'm looking at it for the first time in a while going, you know, I could do this. Maybe not, but maybe. That's too long of a jump to make. Was I supposed to go 2? Oh, I was supposed to go the other path, wasn't I? Because there's nothing here. Unless there's like a switch somewhere. Unless that's a... No. Yeah, that was not a possible jump. Wait, what's this way? Oh. I bet you there's like a switch or something somewhere along this path that makes that path possible. Or something. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. So weird. Let's just straight down. That's a little creepy. Okay. Let's go look at the right path again, I guess. Come on. But then where do I go from here? Like, there's a slime block here, which then I can get to the... Oh, yeah, there's a slime block here from which I can get to here. And then I take this slime block over to this. There we go. Slime blocks, like, open up so much in parkour. And that's one really cool thing. Like, I like slime blocks for that aspect. I find that a lot of slime jumps are kind of obnoxious. But from that specific aspect, I really like it. 2 out of 3. Where do we go now? What just happened? Oh, that's so trippy. This whole, like, teleporting you while you're going is really tripping me out. Yeah. I will say, I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I knew I was going to kind of go down this path, but I haven't really been playing as much parkour recently. And I can tell that my skills have suffered a bit. I'm not playing it, you know, kind of peak parkour performance. A lot of that's just that I haven't been recording daily, and recording daily for me is meant for the last 5 months or whatever that I'm playing a lot of parkour. Now, what I do want to do is, for those of you who saw the commentary video I did a couple days ago, I want to do more of that. And one of the main things that opens up for me, I feel like, is 2 things. It lets me record more Whee! Yeah, there's a button there. Did I make the jump? Press only. Oh. Wait! Oh, that stinks so much. I have to redo all this. Oh, the pain. But yeah, like what that allows me to do is two things. One is it allows me to do parkour that isn't so much lined up in the map form, like more on a server and stuff like that. So it opens up a lot more parkour that I can do. But more so than that, it also opens up like, hey, sometimes it's okay to repeat maps, and on maps that take 2 hours to do, I can use for multiple different uploads. Okay, I want to go the right path. So I feel like it opens up a lot more for me parkour-wise, as well as content-wise. And, you know, these are the sort of videos that, from my experience paying attention to kind of popular videos, are pretty algorithm friendly to, you know, make videos like that. It's just a matter of I have to find the right balance of, you know, clickbait and stuff like that. Whee. So, yeah. Well, like, part of the thing about it is for the last, like, 2 months, I've kind of been in this transitionary phase with my channel where I'm still doing parkour, and I'm still uploading every day, but I'm kind of hitting the point where it's reaching its end, right? And I've noticed that, I've mentioned it, and I've kind of been not wanting it to happen. So as a result, it's taken 2 months for me to come to the conclusion, even though I kind of knew where I wanted to take the channel, it's still taken a couple months for me to reach the point. And I also have a feeling that once I get to, you know, that point where, hey, I'm able to do stuff that'll be new content every day, it'll make it a bit easier. I do want to continue the captive Minecraft map. I feel like that's a lot of fun, and doing kind of an updated version of the map is kind of cool. Wait, can I just... Oh, but I want to hit the jump. Yeah. Because if I miss that jump, I'm going to cry. Wee. Okay, let's not stop this time. The problem is it added that button there. So I saw that and was like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to go hit the button. Oh, we're somewhere new. Oh, so trippy. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I was looking at it the wrong way. This is so trippy. This map's crazy. But yeah. I'm happy with how the channel's been going. For anybody that follows my Twitch, you might have noticed that I've also uploaded a video on Twitch recently. Wait, was I supposed to jump to that big platform? Maybe not. That's my... Oh. And, you know, I don't expect it to be a super common thing, but part of the deal for me is it's like, hey, I'm playing a lot of FPS games. I'm not just playing Siege. My internet's been running smooth enough that I've been able to stream, and all of that stuff just kind of culminates to make me more willing to stream. I find that with Siege, I'm a bit less comfortable streaming it just because, like, I don't know, for whatever reason I feel embarrassed more so on Siege when I'm doing poorly than on other games. Probably just because I play it a lot more, so I feel more like I should be good at it, right? And it's not like I'm bad at Siege, per se. I'm not great, but I'm not necessarily bad. But it's one of those things where everybody has an off day, right? Like you have a day where you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you go to school, and you know it's just kind of a dreary day, and then you get home, and you know even when you start playing games, it's like everything goes wrong in said games, and like everybody has days like that from time to time. Ooh, okay. One lever done. Oh, are you kidding me? So as a result, I've just never really cared for streaming Siege. And I think part of the deal is if I stream more like kind of FPS type games, I'll be more comfortable with the idea of streaming Siege, but just for the moment, I'm a little uncomfortable with the idea of streaming a lot of Siege. But I'm sure I'll come around. But part of the thing about it is also for me is it's like, hey, people like watching people stream Siege. Not necessarily a ton, but people do enjoy it. So, you know, there is some viewers there, and I play a lot of Siege. You know, I could have easily been making content this whole time. Now, granted, I have, you know, internet problems from time to time. Whenever I am streaming, like every couple hours, or sometimes it'll happen multiple times in an hour, um, like OBS will just completely disconnect. Woo! Did it. So whenever that happens, oh, I have to go all the way back around. Whenever that happens and OBS disconnects, I kind of freak out and have to reset stuff up and get mad at my internet and stuff like that. So there are reasons why I don't like to stream from that standpoint, but like I find that streaming's enjoyable. It gives real-time interaction with fan bases, and then, you know, even when you don't really feel like that so much, you can focus on the game and, you know, I find that it works well. And streaming's also the sort of thing that you can do when playing with friends and all that stuff. So like part of the thing for me is I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube, I do Twitch, you know, so I do make this sort of content, and then I have all this time that's like time that I could be making content that I'm not. And, you know, whenever I think about it, I kind of feel a bit guilty over it because I feel like, hey, I should probably be making content when I can. Right? Whee. I missed that. Wait, I was jumping to I'm confused. Have I not flicked that lever? Is that lever? Oh, the lever's at. Okay, yeah. I did jump the right way. I just missed the slime block. And part of the problem for me is I tend to overthink things a lot. What does that number say? Okay, it's just this one. For whatever reason, I thought I read 4 as I passed by, so I had to go back and check. But I overthink a lot of things. So when it comes to stuff like content creation and, you know, playing in esports and stuff like that, I'll overthink a lot of things, and it can make me question what I'm doing, which sometimes makes it difficult to continue doing it. I don't know. It's also weird for me because, like, some of the people that I hang out with when I play stuff like Siege is a very different, like, sort of brand than I put out when I'm recording videos. And part of the deal is when you hang around different types of people, you act a bit differently. I feel like how I act when I'm recording a video more closely lines up with kind of how I act and think when just kind of thinking to myself. Whereas, you know, when you're around other people, you tend to act a bit different than you would anyways. So I don't know. Oh. Ah! I'm going this way. You will do everything I tell you. That's pretty cringe. I can't go this way. This is sad. Which also means, yeah, I can't go this way either. Ah! I don't want to go this way. I'm so done with this. If there's another section after this one, I'm probably gonna call it there. Now, the only problem with commentary sort of videos is I struggle to come up with ideas for stuff like that. Like, once I have something to talk about, I can talk about it for a long time. Like, it doesn't even matter really if it's something that I don't know a lot about. I can go out and learn about it before I record. So, like, if you have ideas, give ideas. I really appreciate it, and it helps me a lot. And I also find that when I have something that I'm interested in, that I'm talking about while I do parkour, I play better. I think it kind of has to do with I'm not as focused on the parkour. And as weird as that sounds, I actually think that helps with parkour because it's all so much like timing and rhythm based. So I think when you're overly focused on it, you start to like think heavily about when you're pressing the space bar and stuff like that instead of just letting it go with the flow and getting a rhythm down. So I find that if I'm actually focused on something else, I can, you know, still parkour pretty well. And I know that probably sounds weird to a lot of people because for a lot of people, they, you know, don't like to be distracted while doing pretty much anything. But I find that parkour is just kind of like a secondary thing. Like, you don't have to really be thinking about it all that much to do, which makes it a great thing to do, like, while listening to music or watching a video or something. Which is also why I don't try super hard to talk mostly about the parkour as I go. Because I also find that, you know, parkour isn't really something that is very engaging in and of itself. Like, with other stuff involved, it's interesting, but parkour in and of itself without, like, you know, somebody talking about something or whatever can be boring sometimes. Ah, 3 out of 5. Let's go. I'm pretty sure that opens up this path over here for me. Oh, got messed up by the slime block. And I also find that, you know, even if I might not always be talking about something that everybody that watches my videos will be interested in, it's still generally more interesting than hearing me say, oh, there's a 4-block jump, there's a 5-block jump. Oh, hey, that's a slime block with a... Like, you can see that yourself. You don't necessarily need it called out all the time. And, you know, for something like this that is just kind of, hey, you're running through the parkour, doesn't really need in-depth explanation of what's going on. Because it's not like with sports and stuff where commentators are really nice. Sometimes stuff's going fast and, you know, they keep it entertaining. Like, some of the most popular parkour videos on the platform are just kind of like, hey, I'm doing parkour, relaxing parkour with music or whatever. Oh, I hate... Oh. And, you know, maybe I should make some of those videos. Like, I think if I did an easier map, I could do, like, 30 minutes of parkour that doesn't mess up at any point throughout it. And, yeah, it's a relaxing parkour video. Take over the world. Oh, shit. If I don't want to take over the world. Ever think of that? 4 out of 5. Let's go. Okay, now I need to get one more lever. I bounced, and this is the other parkour, so I have to go back. Ah, that stinks. I do kind of like how this one's set up, though. Like, it's kind of annoying, especially since I haven't been doing as much parkour lately as I typically do. So, as a result, I'm falling a lot more, and it can sometimes be a little bit triggering, depending on how it goes. But this is generally the type of thing I like, where it's like, hey, you know, there's not like outspoken checkpoints. You know, you kind of shift over to the next area when it makes sense. And like you just kind of go with it. If you fall, sometimes if you're jumping over the wrong area, you'll fall really far back because some areas overlap and stuff like that, which I like. So I find that this is the sort of parkour that I generally like. It's just kind of inconvenient because the sort of parkour that I like is a bit more challenging, and that kind of stinks for videos when I'm doing worse. Like, it's better for content if I'm doing well. I want to make that work. Okay, we're on to number 3. But yeah, just in general, stuff like parkour and is very interesting for me to talk about for some reason, like just the ins and outs of parkour. So as a result, I go over some of the same things multiple times just because I find it so fascinating, like why it's so interesting. And I've talked about this before, that, you know, one of the main things with parkour is I just find it fascinating why it's enjoyable and stuff like that, and what makes parkour in particular enjoyable. And I've talked in depth about my thoughts on that, but oops. But overall, I feel like sometimes I overlap on topics because I make so much content and I talk so much through all of it that, hey, you're bound to see some overlaps, different days that I'm thinking the same thing and I didn't specifically remember that I had talked about in the past. So as a result, I go over it again without realizing that I'm going over it again. And the other thing for me to consider with some of that stuff is there aren't many people that watch a lot of my different parkour videos in succession. So to some degree, it's just kind of not a big deal if I see a little bit of overlap in that sense, because, you know, between this 30 view video and another 30 view video, who knows which one, like what? Maybe one person has overlap between the two, but then when you consider, you know, what if the said 30 view videos are months apart, then it's all of a sudden like, yeah, probably not any overlap there, which is perfectly fine. I don't expect everybody to watch every single one of my videos, but it just makes me say, hey, if there's a bit of overlap, I don't really feel super bad about it. Ooh, where are we? World domination. What you and I want. You are the same as I once was. Set me free. What if I don't want to? What if that's like a bad idea? Eh, whatever. Nah. Okay, let's exit the nightmare. Ha ha ha. Yes, that's it. If nobody wants to have the greatest evil scientist ever there's ever been, then I'll have to teach them. I'll dominate the world and everyone would be under my control. I just need to find some people to help me take over the world. Maybe the same rejects like me. And a perfect island to build my evil empire. Why does this feel like just a big, like, hey, my next map's going to be like that, so go ahead and do it. What's the ending gonna be? There's nothing here. It's just darkness. Oh, I guess F1 to kind of just like send the... Oh, no, there it is. There's the credits. Made by Cube the Lord, built by Cube the Lord, commands by Cube the Lord, resource pack by Cube the Lord, tested by Fallen Angel. Made possible with some data packs. Vanilla tweak stuff. Is that it? Thank you for playing. I feel like the thank you for playing didn't need such a large gap between the two. This makes you like... Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this kind of outro. I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's kind of weird for a video. Oh, yeah. They clearly have another map planned, which is pretty cool. I actually loved this map. This was a really cool map. I don't really have much else to say on it besides it was a cool map. It's the kind of style I like, for sure. If you guys are interested, check it out. It does, you know, sometimes you fall and it resets you pretty far back, and that can take a lot of time. So anyway, guys, I don't know if this is gonna end anytime soon or if I should just end the video. Anyway, guys, I would like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow, if I can get it recorded. Hopefully. Anyway, guys, God bless. Bye-bye.